Hey there, it's Elizabeth O'Brien from Grammar Revolution. And today we are talking about the word having. Having, this is what I posted a few hours ago. Having is on the list of helping verbs, but it's kind of a strange helping verb. And I asked you to try to write sentences first with the word have as a helping verb, and second with the word having as a helping verb. And I had asked you to do those two things to help you basically have you struggle through trying to figure out how to use it. And when you actually are in the trenches trying to figure something out, you will learn it better in the long run. So I'm hoping that even if you did not get your sentences correct, and that is just fine, the process of trying to come up with a sentence, even if your final sentence was incorrect, that process is going to help you in the long run understand this answer that I'm about to share with you. So we had a lot of great answers here. She is having fun, having run to the store. Bob is out of breath. I have been playing for 3 hours. These are wonderful. I am going to, actually, we're going to look at a couple of people's sentences. That's what I will do. And let's see, Johanna, let's look at your sentences. I hope that you don't mind. You have, I have done my work. So this was the sentence I had asked to write have as a helping verb first. So I'm going to switch over to let's diagram. What was it? I have done my work. Have done. Okay. Diagram. And I is the subject. Have is indeed a helping verb in that sentence. Good job. And done is the main verb. So these two words together are called a verb phrase. They're coming together to function as a single part of speech. They're functioning as a verb. So we call it a verb phrase. Have is helping this main verb, done. What have I done? My work. Work is the direct object. And my is an adjective modifying work. So, okay, great job. Great job, Johanna, or Johanna. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right. Your next sentence was, I have written my comment. Okay, very nice. I love that. You also used that again as a helping verb. So it looks like you did 2 of each. That's wonderful. And let's look at your next sentence. Having done the work, I realized I made some mistake. Now you have mistake here. This should actually be mistakes. But other than that, you have it. This is correct. I'm going to highlight this. We're going to go over and I will, oops, oh geez, I pressed the wrong button. I hope you can still all see me here. I'm sorry, technology problems. You're still with me? I think you're still with me. I hope you're still with me here. Mistakes, okay. Okay, let's check this out. Having done the work, I realized I made some mistakes. I start by finding the subject and the verb of the sentence. The subject is I. The verb is realized. Now this lovely thing right here, I made some mistakes. This whole thing is something called the dependent noun clause. I'm not going to go too far down the dependent noun clause rabbit hole right now, but I will just show you where it would go. It is the direct object of the verb realized. What did I realize? I realized I made some mistakes. And I will just quickly do that. I made mistakes. How many? Some. It's an adjective question. Okay, I'm going to put my little thingy here. Okay, again, I'm not really talking about this too much because we're not focusing on noun clauses right now. That could be for another video. If you have a question about that, you can let me know. Now let's go back to this, having done the work. This is something called a participial phrase. The whole phrase here, all of these words are doing the job of an adjective. They're telling us about I. They're telling us about this pronoun, I. Having done the work, I realized I made some mistakes. And here's how we would diagram that. And then we'll talk about it a little bit more. Having done what? The work. Now there's some kind of glitch here where I can never get the direct object or the predicate noun or whatever to match up with this line. So I have to talk to Joseph, the developer, about that. That is supposed to be on the same line. Well, it's kind of on a little step right now, but it's supposed to be the same line. Okay, and then the is down here. Now, having done the work, the word having in this sentence is acting as a helping verb. The weird thing about it is that it's not performing the job, and indeed it can't perform the job of a helping verb that is the verb of an independent clause like this. It would be in a phrase like this, in a participial phrase, I think you can also have it in a gerund phrase as well, but in some sort of verbal, basically. And a verbal is just a verb or a verb form. So it's something that's formed from a verb, but it's not doing the job of a verb. So in this case, we have this participial phrase. The participle is done. It's formed from a verb. Done is a verb, but it's not acting as a verb. In this case, this whole thing right here is actually acting as an adjective. Having done the work, I. It's modifying this pronoun, I. So this, in this case, having is a helping verb. Again, you won't find having as a helping verb when it is as the verb in an independent clause. Now, because of that, some people don't have the word having on their list of helping verbs. So you can find different lists of helping verbs. I have having on my list because this kind of construction is pretty common. You're going to see this a lot. So I wanted people to have that in their minds. Having done the work, I realized I made some mistakes. What else was I going to say? Oh, I just wanted to point out that, so done, again, up here, look at, we have done is a verb. And by the way, I appreciate that, forgot, was it Johanna? Yes, that you used the same words, the same kind of sentence, and you flipped it around. So in the first sentence, done is a main verb. In this sentence, done is a participle because it's not doing the job of a verb. It's doing the job of an adjective. You can kind of think of participles. They have some traits that verbs have, and they also have some traits that adjectives have. So it's almost like participles have a mom, that's a verb, and a dad, that's an adjective. Come together and they create a participle. There, that's a lovely way to think about that. So for example, so let me just tell you that how this is an adjective. This is an adjective because it's telling us about this pronoun, and adjectives modify pronouns. It's kind of like a verb because it takes a helping verb. Only verbs take helping verbs. It also has this thing, which is called a direct object, the word work. Now, only verbs take direct objects, but participles are kind of like verbs. And this is also true for gerunds and infinitives. Those are the other two kinds of verbals. So there you have it. That is how you would have having as a helping verb. There was one thing, I think a lot of people were doing having. Let me look back here. Okay, let me just, yeah. She is having fun. Nikia, am I saying your name right? Nikia. She is having fun. What I thought was kind of interesting is that your previous comment, having run to the store, Bob is out of breath. You did have having as a helping verb here. This is a helping verb. This whole thing is a participial phrase modifying Bob. But then you wrote, she is having fun. You weren't really sure about it. So your first chance, the first sentence that you wrote for number 2 is actually correct. This one, she is having fun. A lot of people did this. They were trying to make having a helping verb. And let's just look at how to diagram that. She is having fun, just so we and see what that looks like, because a lot of people think that she is having. She is our subject. Is a verb. And having is also a verb here. But, oh geez. It clicked to the wrong thing. Sorry, just a second here. She is having, there we go. Okay, she is having fun. Blue, what is she having? Fun. So they're direct object. So in this sentence, having is part of a verb phrase, but it's not a helping verb. It's actually the main verb. Is a helping verb, and having is the main verb. So I just wanted to point out a lot of people had having as a main verb that was part of a verb phrase. And it is part of a verb phrase, but it's a main verb in this sentence, not a helping verb. I think I covered everything, but please comment on this video with questions and I will come back and answer your questions. Just want to make sure you understand this concept here, having as a helping verb. And remember, if you are just learning grammar, you are definitely not expected to know these things. We are talking about pretty high level stuff here when we're talking about gerunds and participles and infinitives and verbals. Those are called verbals. So don't worry if you're just learning, just kind of soak in whatever you can. I hope that this has helped you learn about the word having and how it can be a helping verb, but not when it's part of a verb phrase from an independent clause. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. If you have questions, let me know, and I will see you later. Bye.